Nuance. So I've been listening to a lot of Cardi B lately. If that's any indication of where my head currently is, and I would love to talk about her new album. Last week we toured Taylor Swift apart. I but like for good reason. Also, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but go look at the merch she just released for it is very MAGA coded. It is something else. Am I the Drama is incredible. It's an incredible album. It's rare that the opening song goes so hard. At least in my experience, like there's some sort of buildup on the album. Uh, I think that Cardi B could have released Dead featuring Summer Walker, and that could have been it. That could have been it. That could have been the whole album. It is very, very, very good. And in true Cardi B fashion, there are a lot of memeable moments, clippable moments, TikTokable moments on this album. The astrology girlies are separately saying that this isn't the time to get into conflict, and this is the time to, reflect and like think about things and you take your time with stuff. And Cardi B is just like, nah, no, I'm tired of these hoes. And she let everybody know about it. And honestly, also the features on this album are really great. Lizzo is on there, Kehlani is on there, Megan Thee Stallion is on there, Miss Janet Jackson is on there. Um, I, I just incredible features on the album. If you like rap, or hip hop at all, absolutely listen to the new album. It is 24 tracks of just Cardi being Cardi, and it makes my heart so happy. She also there are themes about her relationship with Offset and how that fell apart, and she talks about in one song about how she was paying too much attention to her music, and that's why he cheated and did the things that he did. And I just feel so bad for her. She also talks about her last pregnancy and how she was preeclamptic and and all of the things that she was going through while everyone else was like spreading lies about her and just talking mad shit. But then when she went to go say anything, it was a big fucking deal and she was the problem. And I understand that someone with Cardi B money would just want to burn it all to the ground. Like, I absolutely understand it. Because at what point do you say, with friends like these, why do I need anybody? Do you know what I mean? And I really hope that she's got good people around her to uplift her and support her. Because the woman's been through it. I really like Safe with Kehlani. First of all, Kehlani is just, oh God, she's like so talented and her voice is so soothing and I want to say deep, but not deep as in tone. Like there's depth to her vocals. Like she just fills a room when she sings. And I love her so much. She also stands up for Palestine and is very vocal about it, made a music video about it, in fact, which I find admirable when you're surrounded by people who could not give a fuck. But the song Safe is really nice. It is really lovely to talk about how you've never felt safe with anyone else before. Like to look back and say like, "Oh wow, I didn't know what safety felt like. I didn't know what being able to express myself felt like without repercussions." This album is incredible, and you should go listen to it. It's great. I realized something really depressing over the weekend. A friend of mine sent me a referral for a job at a local um, place. It's work from home, which would be great for me and my agoraphobia. And for those of you just tuning in or don't know, I got laid off in 23, and it's been really tough trying to find a job that will accommodate my mental illnesses. It's been really fucking tough. I have a streaming gig that I do on Twitch, which is lovely. I have a Patreon, which is how most of you are listening to this right now. You can join for free. There are paid subscriptions, but you don't have to pay for them. Most of the content is free. I'll have the Patreon link down below. And I also have a part-time gig on Mondays with a local food delivery service. But it's not enough to pay my bills. When I applied for this job, I asked them like what is the typical like starting per hour. Now minimum wage in Florida is $14 an hour, which is not enough to live. It's not enough to live in Florida. It's just not. Especially as a single mom, it's not enough to live. This is a $16 an hour job. And I was doing the math, and I'm not going to be able to do either of my part-time gigs and this job. I'm not. My mental capacity is not going to be there. I'm not going to be able to do it. I know that. And at $16 an hour after taxes, before taxes is like $2,500 a month. And my rent is $1,900 a month, which is cheap for my area. So after taxes, and even if I don't get insurance, a full-time job at $16 an hour is not going to cover my rent. So I would still have to get part-time jobs on top of that. And I don't have the capacity to do that, to work a full-time job and other jobs. I just do not have it. I applied for it anyway, and if they're willing to pay me more, we'll see what happens. But the state of the job market, especially in Florida, is wild. It is wild. And I am stressed the fuck out. I think if there was like a 20-hour a week, 16-hour position and I could keep my other jobs, that would be super helpful. I also signed up for Amazon Flex, and hopefully that will ah, a friend of mine said that she started doing it and it's been really great for her mental health and being able to pay the bills at the same time. And while we all have our opinions on Amazon, I certainly have my opinions on Amazon. Um, I also like need to have a home for my kid and my cats. So we're gonna do what we can do. But the practicality of it is like someone said to me, with $16 an hour is more than what you're making now. It is, but it isn't enough. Like it's $16 an hour at 40 hours a week, and I won't have energy to do anything else. So like I'm stuck. Like what do I do? You know? And if I decide to opt in for insurance, then it's even less. So Diane Keaton died. And I know we talked last week about divorcing ourselves from celebrity culture. I'm not really sad about like because I'm still kind of deconstructing that celebrity culture and celebrity worship type thing. I was shocked to hear that she died. It's I'm getting to the age where people are starting to die that I grew up with or that were influential in my younger years or the people that I really liked in my younger years. I'm also getting closer to the age at which people are dying. And I don't think my shocker sadness was based on Diane Keaton dying. It was just a matter of like, oh shit, like it I'm of the generation now where people are dying that I grew up with and I'm explaining to my kid how I grew up with them. And I remember being a kid and people dying and my parents being sad over people I had no idea who they were. You know? That was the shock for me. Was like, "Oh, I'm of that age now." Okay. Cool. There's a lot of people who are very sad about Diane Keaton. And there's a lot of people who are reminding everyone how she defended Woody Allen. And Woody Allen, is not a good man. Notably adopting with his ex-wife a girl in her teens and then after she was of age entered in a relationship with her. Um, and that by itself is disgusting, right? That's enough for me to be like, no, absolutely not. That's fucking weird, right? And things of that nature aren't normally one-offs. That's not a, oh, he did this huge, monstrous, weird thing, but everything else he's done is fine. That's not usually how that works. So to see someone like Diane Keaton defend him in any way is disappointing. And I think my friend Aja Barber posted on Threads about this, about how I think we can hold space for people to talk about the good and the bad with Diane Keaton. Like it didn't have to be one or the other. Conversely, Ian Watkins of the Lost Prophets died in a attack in prison. If you don't know about Ian Watkins, Google him. Trigger warning for sexual assault and pedophilia. That's all you need to know about that disgusting man. I think it's a different. There's nuance, right? Nuance. There's a difference between being sad that Diane Keaton died, who worked with horrible people, and Ian Watkins, who was a horrible person. Like there's a difference there, I think. And I think that there's some grace that can be had for people who are sad over Diane Keaton. For me, I don't think there's any grace for people who are sad over Ian Watkins. One less pedophile in the world is a good thing. Can we make a hard pivot into sky cards? Are there any aviation nerds out there? Because if there are aviation nerds out there, I need you to know about sky cards. I fucking love sky cards. It's like Pokemon Go, except with planes. So, like, you see all of the planes in the sky when you open the app. And you pick all the planes, and there's green ones, yellow ones, orange ones, and red ones. And it's and blue ones. So, from blue to red is the amount of rarity that plane is. Red being the most rare, blue being the most common. And then you pick the plane, you get all the stats on the plane, you get the call sign, um, and then you can choose to catch it. And then when you go to the catch screen, you have to catch the plane. It goes across the screen and you have to catch it in a little box. If you get a perfect catch, meaning it's completely in frame and there are no clouds, then you get 2 coins to purchase and store stuff later if you want. But then once you've caught it, then you get a card for that type of plane. And the more times you catch that type of plane, that card will upgrade from paper to bronze to silver to gold, etc. It also gives you stats on that plane. Um, like like anything you want to know about that plane model will be there for you. And then you unlock airports by catching the plane that you catch. The destination airport will unlock when you catch that plane. And then you can travel to those airports using your coins to unlock more airports to travel to. It is so fun. I've been in Japan trying to unlock all of the airports in Japan, and there are some like smaller regional airports and like military airports that are really tough to unlock because sometimes those planes don't have a destination. But I want to try and get all of the airports unlocked. Like, I'm really excited about being able to go in and do that. It has been an amazing distraction for me, especially as an aviation nerd, being able to catch like really rare planes and military planes. Um, it's been it's been really fun. Quick shout out to my Patreons for supporting me and being here for me and making this podcast possible. Um, Again, it's free to join. 95% of the content is free. If you sign up for any of the paid tiers, there are merch gifts that you get every 3 months. Also, there is a postcard tier. Let me send you postcards if you're comfortable with that. Okay. This week I have been really focusing on my mental health and staying alive. Mm. Truly, truly staying alive. It has been a really fucked up week for me, and it's not something I'm going to talk about publicly. What I will say, and what I will stand 10 toes down on all the time, is we got to divorce ourselves from capitalist thinking. We've got to get out of it, y'all. We really have to shut down that corporate voice in our head that says material things come before anybody's well-being. We have to do it. And I will not let anybody allow there to be shame put on anyone for taking care of their mental health first. That should be first and foremost, always. And I know that your job does not feel that way. Your corporation that you work for does not feel that way. Your boss doesn't feel that way. And it fucking sucks. Your mental health, your safety, your well being should always come first. Always. There's literally nothing more important than that. And we don't live in a society that feels that way. So if you're listening to this on Monday and you're at work or going to work or dreading being at work because your mental health is shit, I feel you. I understand. I'm waiting for a text message right now to see when I need to go do my job, my part-time gig. And I don't want to. I want to get back in bed. I am grateful for people in my life who value my life over anything else. And the people who have reached out to see if I was okay just on a random Wednesday. Just 'cause. people who believe me when I say that I'm struggling without evidence or proof. I'm grateful for those people in my life. And there are a lot of them. I also want to talk about the feature on social media, Meta specifically, where if you see a post and you're worried about somebody, you can report it. Like if their mental state might not be optimal, there is an option through Meta where you can report that. And what Meta does is they send you a message that says someone is worried about you, and then they give you resources. And let me tell you something. I am begging y'all to build community with actual people and not corporations. This is what happens when you use that feature. Meta, almost every corporation, every social media corporation is tracking your data. All of it. All of it. And there's no guarantee that when you ask them to clear your data that they're actually doing that. And if you trust that they're doing that, that's wild. I don't have that trust. Experts do not have that trust. And I don't think you should either. So because they're tracking all of our data, when you use that report feature, that data is tracked. Okay. Now, Meta has pumped, and Zuckerberg specifically, has pumped millions of dollars into getting Donald Trump elected. Donald Trump's administration has said over and over again that they want to institutionalize people who have mental illnesses against their will. So if you're having trouble connecting the dots, Meta is supporting the administration that wants to institutionalize people who are struggling mentally. And when you use that feature to tell Meta someone's struggling mentally, what do you think is going to happen with that data? It is a dangerous feature. And I'm not even talking about how a lot of the hotlines, crisis hotlines, are ill-equipped to cope with suicidal folks. I have been personally put on an infinite hold. I have been hung up on. I've been shamed calling that hotline. I rarely call it anymore. And I have massive ideation. And I'm not the only one that's happened to, that I know in my life personally. So not even going into those issues, just as a data concern and a safety concern, no one should be using that feature for anyone. So I say again, I'm begging y'all to build community with people and not the corporations. Don't go through Meta to check on somebody. If you're worried about somebody, reach out to them. Build that bridge with them. Let them know that you're worried about them. And if you don't have the strength to do that, or you can't do that, then you just need to let it go. Or reach out to somebody who is close to them. Build community with people and not corporations. There is no reason to use that feature. Absolutely none. And I would urge you to talk to your friends and family about that feature, even if they don't know it exists, and let them know not to use it. Don't do it. It's unsafe. It is unsafe for everyone, especially Black and brown folks, immigrants, trans people. It is not safe for anyone, but especially those marginalized groups. I appreciate you guys tuning in today and listening and hanging out with me. It has been a bumpy week, and I am glad that it's over. I'm glad that it's over. I'm exhausted, and I want to end on what's going on TikTok that I'm obsessed with. Do y'all know about Mall World? Mall World is fascinating. Fascinating. So there's these folks, and this has been going on for a long time. Apparently, there's a lot of subreddits about this, where people are having dreams that are the same, and they're like linking it to like gifted or gate programs or other things that happened when they were like learning programs that they were in when they were a child. And they go when they sleep, they go to this place and they're calling it Mall World, but there's lots of different things that happen there. There's like an infinite bathroom, but then most people are describing the bathroom as being like really filthy and gross and disgusting. Um, and then there's a theater where they're saying everyone you've ever met is at the theater, but you can't see what's going on like you can't see the play or you can't see the screen, like you can't watch the thing, but everyone else is there watching the thing. There's like a water park next to the beach and like there's a tsunami that happens regularly. There are so many different places. This lady drew a map. There are lots of people drawing maps that are very intricate, and people are seeing the map and being like, "Holy crap, that's my dream. That's where I'm at. That's what I see." And I find it fascinating. I find it fascinating. You know, I will consume the conspiracy theories and I will consume the stories. Like, and I don't want to invalidate anybody's experience. I just like hearing the stories. But then there's these other women who I keep seeing pop up on my feed who are saying that this is an energy trap. And then I was like, "Oh, this is like it's getting deeper." So there are apparently people who believe that Mall World is some sort of like way to harvest people's energy while they're sleeping. And I was like, okay, but who? I never got an answer. But like, who's harvesting the energy and where's the energy going and for what? You can astral project to this place. It's a real place. But then, like, there are dream police that once they know that you're astral projecting or like you're lucid or whatever in the dream, they like kick you out. It is very fascinating. And I want to hear all the stories. I want to hear all of them. It is incredible. And like, could it be just like this big made up bandwagony, like, oh, I do that too kind of thing? Like, maybe. But then, like, that takes the whimsy out of it. You know what I mean? So let's have some whimsy. Do you know what I mean? I'm a whimsical bitch, and I just think it's fun. Let us have fun. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. As always, I will link the Patreon in the show notes. It's, again, free to join. You can support me if you'd like. Totally up to you. No pressure. It's fine. You can also follow me on Twitch. My Twitch is linked below. My socials will be linked below. Definitely check out Sky Cards. I'll leave a link for that as well in the show notes. Cardi B's new album, go listen to it. It's incredible. Also, just look up Mall World. Just TikTok, Instagram, Reddit. Just go look it up and let me know your thoughts. Okay, love you. Bye.